Hello my beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your yearly reading for 2026. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your yearly reading for 2026. I really can't believe I'm saying that because time is flying so fast there. But Happy New Year, beautiful souls. We made it to 2026 and what a ride it has been so far. Now, I will take it month by month and clarify each month with a secondary deck there. So let's get straight to your reading. But at the very core of you, at a gut level knowingness, you may have been feeling like the world is different somehow. People are different, you are certainly different, and on the precipice of change, but also on the precipice of something monumental, something that you've been trying to make sense of. Now, all has not been what it seemed, and the bubble of illusion, it finally bursts this year to reveal the truth of what you will no longer be tolerating. A mass awakening is upon us, and 2025, well, it really revealed to you what and who was not resonating with the authenticity of your soul vibration. So consider 2026 a renaissance of sorts, signaling the transition between two very distinct eras, both personally and globally. Now, astrologically, this year is significantly transformative. 2026 will be one of the most notable years of our lives, with a revolutionary flavor. The reset button has arrived. We have officially entered a #1 year vibration, a desire for personal happiness, independence, prosperity, of course, adventure and spontaneity will echo through the very core of your soul this year with a notable intention to strike out differently. I mean, look at that. This is you definitely striking out differently, even in the month of January there. Now, so many incredible opportunities will be made available to you this year, and you'll also experience so many firsts. Venus and Mars in your sign, my beautiful Capricorn, sets the year off to a fantastic start. It's an invitation to take deliberate action, and you're definitely doing that there, to reignite that spark, to set your soul ablaze with passion. And by taking a first step, cultivating perseverance, you follow your heart, you hit your personal targets, and aspire to the finer things in life. Now, this new chapter actually embraces the new version of you. But this year, it hits different. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's your comeback era. Taking back your life and reclaiming your power, your sovereignty, and grounded in a #1 vibration you do not seek this year, you attract. A magnetic force to be reckoned with. You can feel it in your soul, something big is happening, and this is where you rise and dial up the success levels on all that you are dedicated to. Now, Jupiter's retrograde does play a very significant role at the beginning of 2026, encouraging you to revisit anything that's incomplete, to finish what you started, double down on anything in motion, and even contemplate something bold, daring, and new. Now, Jupiter wants you to benefit from all of your hard work, and it is keeping score, but major rewards cannot be fully realized until it moves direct in March, and that's when Jupiter increases the auspicious outcomes for the rest of the year. It's also a perfect year to meet your soulmate if you're open to it, or even rekindle that spark in your current relationship. Now, astrologically, we have been teetering on the precipice of change for some time, especially on a global scale. And I almost don't want to delve into the 2026 energy globally, as it will be a chaotic road ahead, especially during February to April, and of course, eclipse seasons. Because we have heavyweight planets like Pluto locking fully into Aquarius until 2043, Neptune locks into Aries until 2039, and Uranus, the planet of shock, returns to Gemini to lock in until 2033. So this year's lineup, it really should be taken seriously, as these planets, they tend to align during historical revolutions, tech innovations, as well as conflict. Now, Saturn and Neptune have been conjunct before, of course, but never recorded at 0 degrees Aries. So this is monumental. This conjunction has literally collapsed empires in the past, triggered civil wars. In fact, when we look back historically, Saturn, which is your ruling planet, okay, so it will impact you. And there's so many layers to energy. So on a personal level, you're going to shock yourself this year, and you're going to, create a structure that is a winning formula to conquer anything that has been basically a problem in your life there, okay? But globally is a different energy because it involves society and lots of different people with different ideas. So Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, they tend to trigger uprisings like the Civil Rights Movement and the American Revolution. Now, I'm not saying that we will experience similar events, but it's always very interesting to research what kind of events or revolutions took place during these types of alignments to indicate what we might have in store. And we've already seen a lot of shocking things going on in the world just as the year started. But at 0 degrees Aries, an emergence of something brewing, a new era birthing something radically different from what we are used to. New leaderships, power shifts, new currencies, new communication systems, and tech inventions that will advance humanity. Now, in order to build anew, one must abandon the old. But at 0 degrees Aries, this will keep us guessing which way humanity pivots. But Pluto in Aquarius, well, this will endeavor to give power back to the people. How we move forward collectively with that is really up to us. And as with anything new, there might be some glitches as we switch over to new systems. Power grids overloaded with upgrades may trigger more power outages, communication system errors, and internet disruptions than usual as systems try to adjust. And new regulations in the travel industry, I see this happening, will be implemented in certain countries in the name of sustainability. Now, the fire horse comes out to play from February, which is truly exciting, reinforcing that rebellious flavor. A wild horse cannot be cajoled into something it does not favor. It bucks trends and it retains independence. So on a personal level, these cosmic ingredients help you personally remain curious, adventurous, to challenge yourself, to try radically new approaches, and a chance to stand firm in your beliefs, as well as offer you an opportunity to reinvent or revamp your life in some way and lean into your inner rebel to rewild. It's a very auspicious year personally ahead, offering good luck, a chance to change your fortune. And things are shifting, especially in terms of physical landscapes, but the Earth itself is also transforming. So we'll see heightened seismic activity, even in areas not prone to it, but the Ring of Fire will, as usual, elevate in seismic activity, and I see right from the Bay of Bengal right around to the South Pacific Ocean, triggering water activity after large Earth events. It'll be lit up, that area. Notable hotspots continue to be Turkey, Russia, and Japan, but I also see Indonesia, Taiwan, and Chile, and Mexico, of course, and India too. That's come to me in the last couple of days there as well. Now, large volcanoes that have lain dormant for decades, even centuries, will become active again. And unfortunately, extreme weather events will only increase. Unusually large storms, I see 3 huge ones become 1. And flooding, tornadoes, even in unusual places, and even fire tornadoes will hit the headlines. Now, I don't want any of these things to happen. These are the visions that I see, and I have to give you what I see. I'm actually holding in a positive light that none of these things occur, but I saw this vision about 7, maybe 10 days ago now, the fire and tornadoes, and then suddenly in the news about 2 or 3 days ago in Australia, there was a fire tornado that is rare, but it happened, and of course it hit the headlines there. So we will see more of that. Now, tangible assets like silver will be at the forefront of the news due to industry development, and economically challenges will continue. But in order to come out the other side, we must go through, and Neptune and Pluto will continue to gang up on public figures to expose those who are up to no good. Definitely time to purify the system, should I say. And ultimately, on a personal level, this year offers you a maverick shift to do something radically different, to plot twist if old ways are just not working anymore. And the North Node already forced you last year to look at what you have been tolerating that has caused pain, sadness, or hardship. So with a smile in your heart, this is the year to leave it in the dust and gallop off, to be free from it and take a walk on the wild side. 2026 is your year to just go for it. The universe has got your back to be successful in all that you dedicate yourself to. And in this very act of doing, you reclaim yourself, your sovereignty, your power. 2026 really will be the year to remember as you transcend all that tried to limit you. And remember, of course, that this is you awakening to live your best life. And I definitely see that you are here for it, because your first card there is wildness, electricity. Something exciting, especially at the end of January, occurring there for you. Now, of course, this is number 36. When you reduce it, 3 plus 6 is 9. This is a quest for independence. This is about you striking out differently on your own. I feel like you're feisty, you're ambitious, you're ready to conquer so many things in 2026. And it all starts in January with a blueprint. Lots of ideas bubbling up. Your brain is alive. Your synapses are electric with new plans and lots of strategizing. And this is going to be in all areas of your life, not just your dreams and goals, but financially. I feel like you're getting serious about all the things that you want to accomplish financially there. You're driven, you're focused, and you're promising yourself to be more active there as well. So this being the January energy, the wildness, electricity, I feel that this is about you making sure that you are more physically active in the month of January. So a lot of you, it stands to reason you could be joining gyms, or just promising yourself to get out there and have more steps, or be more active in the community, or more active in your neighborhood in some way. This card, of course, is an energy to move forward and embrace your wildness and break free from any self-imposed constraints. I feel last year was a challenging year for you, because this comes off the back of summoning so much energy to make sure that this year is different somehow. And I feel like you're taking immediate action on your goals, and I feel like there's no need for any further consideration. You're hitting the ground running. You're just going for it this year. And maybe last year was so contained somehow. You may have felt like you were existing, not living. So this year you're choosing to live and rewild in a way that sets your soul on fire. You're also confronting so many issues head on, and you have that spark of the divine within you. This is your year to not be contained, as it were. So because this is a card of electricity, I see a lot of you maybe even purchasing new gadgets this year that are connected to the internet somehow, or that you have to plug in or have batteries, things like that, cell phones, laptops, tools to help you run your business if you do run a business there. But this is more your mindset. You're turning your life around. You're facing your future in a positive vein. A lot of you may have been wondering, how is 2026 going to be any different from any other year? But there's something different within you, and that sets the precedence for the rest of the year there. You're inspired, you have a plan or strategy, and you're getting busy doing. I would say January is a busy month. Just be a little bit mindful that you don't burn yourself out there, because there is a potential for a seasonal unwellness, because you're bringing your A game and you're fired up there, but it means you're doing so much. In fact, a lot of you may be trying to do it all at once, to get serious about your goals. The world can be won another day, so make sure there is a pace there, because this could leave you a little bit vulnerable. Now, if you're in a career, I feel like you're back in the fray, especially if you work for a company. I feel like there is a fresh new energy about you. You're inspired to find pathways to elevate this year. Promotions, I feel, are on your mind. I feel there is an excited energy about the potential of what 2026 could yield in January there for you. And there may be some new tech or tools that are going on in the company that you work for. Something to help you be more efficient in some way. I definitely see here, now because electricity is involved, I would say some of you, there is a potential for a power outage in this month, okay? So this too shall pass. Nothing like problematic. I would say save down any documents. Very important as you go, as you work there. But make sure you have a flashlight, some water, of course, some provisions food-wise. Again, nothing dramatic there, but I just feel that there could be a temporary timeout on electricity during this month for you, or maybe in the neighborhood as well. So that's just coming through there as well. I feel like you're open to new this year, especially if you work in a career, whether you work for yourself or you work for a company. I feel like you're embracing new knowledge. You're committed to learning. So I feel a lot of you may download, because electricity is always connected to the ether, the internet. You may download a lot of courses, or you may be searching new things to connect to that help you advance, because your intention this year is to elevate. It is to, take up more space, allow yourself to be seen, to arrive in 2026 and really conquer anything that you have your mind set to, and you're following your passions. This is a month of passion there. Now, if you work for yourself, I definitely see that you're enthusiastic. No matter whether you work for yourself or for a company, there's a clock in the background there. So I definitely see here that you are owning your time in a different way. You are basically driven, focused, and I feel structured is the energy. But I feel also there's a promise to be more spontaneous. I feel also some news could come out of the blue in the month of January that really excites you. Okay, it feels like there's a flurry of activity, and then as you move into February, the pressure is on to forge a pathway towards it. It feels like it's good pressure. So I will get to February in a moment, but it feels like some sort of good news comes in there. Now, if you do run your own business, I feel January is the month to basically promote yourself and your business, because this is, a figure who is alive, electric, and visible. So I feel a lot of you could be revamping your website or business cards, or maybe a brand in some way. A lot of you are promoting yourself in different ways. You're intending to branch out or expand your reach in a different form. So a lot of you are utilizing the internet in order to get yourself out there or spread the word about what it is that you do. Some of you could launch some new goods, services, or ideas this year, and it really is going to bring a lot of success throughout the year there as well. But I feel like there is a wildness, a spontaneity about you, and you're promising yourself to be more spontaneous or to take more educated risks this year. A lot of you may set up businesses, become your own boss if you're not already, but also there is this energy of everything is all systems go in the month of January there. So I feel a flurry of activity, but you're there for it. I feel like you're excited by news this month. And I'm going to pull a card on this because number 9, as I said, 36 when you reduce it, number 9 is independence. It's a glow up year for you. This is actually a number 1 year, but we're still in the year of the snake in January, okay? And that is kind of a 9 year. So I feel like you are kind of closing out chapters, revisiting any projects or work that needs to be completed. I feel a lot of you are also maybe looking at your finances on a personal level there. There could be something regarding an electricity bill. So this could be higher than usual. I hate to mention that, I really do. I mean, nobody wants that. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. But there may be some recalibration regarding that. Okay, so that's coming out there. So maybe you can test this or question it. So I'm just getting this energy that if your electricity bill is higher than usual, you can put a stop to that because the death card is there. So I would say negotiate a better deal or contest it, because I feel there may be a mistake made. So just look into that. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but that's just come out there as well. But this is the month of change. You know, the death card is you easing your way into a new year. You're completing what you start. A lot of you this year, you know, is going to be big. Of course, I see that there. But January, I feel a lot of you are completing tasks. It could be the end of tax year if you run a business. A lot of you could be getting your receipts together there in order to finalize and pay things off. I mean, financially, I got to be honest with a lot of you, there could be a pinch financially in the month of January there. This can be because there's a crossover if you had some excess spending in the month before. I feel like you're just recalibrating. You are kind of like rebirthing financial strategies, getting back and serious when it comes to your finances, especially if you got paid earlier in December. You may have had to make your resources go a little bit further and stretch it because of course you have to wait until your next paycheck there. So I feel like you're conserving your energy because a lot of your month is all about energy, your drive, your personal energy, and conserving and making sure that you cut out anything that drains your energy. When you have the death card energy, it is you looking at anything that drains you and, you know, trying to revamp in some way. This is a regeneration energy. So I feel like, you know, you have a new lease of life for 2026 in general, but a lot of you are also cutting things out. So this could be that you are being very precise when it comes to your spending, very conservative, let's put it that way. I feel like you're conserving your finances there. Also, the death card indicates a lot of you are cutting things out in the month of January. So of course this stands to reason. Everyone makes a declaration when it comes to the beginning of the year. So you could be cutting out something that perhaps you've had a lot of, too much excess, whether it's imbibing a certain beverage there, or whether it is, you know, sugar or something that actually changes your energy levels. Because when you cut this out, it feels like you have more energy to play with and you're going to wish maybe you had done it sooner in some way. Also, I feel a lot of new starts because the death card always yields a new beginning. So you could be, as I said, booking new learning opportunities, new knowledge, whether it's a language, whether it's an upskilling opportunity, or whether it is personal development. A lot of you are really interested in the unknown during this period as well. You know, maybe space or beyond the veil. I just get this energy as well of the spark of the divine. You know, there's big philosophical energy here about purpose. So that's coming through there as well. So a lot of you are developing your higher learning, connecting to your higher self. So you may have promised yourself to have more alone time or more time to raise your vibration, to silence the noise. You're definitely focused on your health. It's all connected to your energy levels, so you don't feel bloated. I feel a lot of you are getting back into hydration as well and staying on top of your hormones. Most importantly, I feel like you are being very clever with your time during this period. And if you're someone who has retired, a lot of you may have retired there, or you're promising yourself to retire this year. I feel like you're so excited about this year. A lot of travel opportunities there, a lot of change, doing things differently. Also, I feel this is you coming up for air in some way, and I feel a lot of you may join new hobbies or group activities because I feel like you're getting involved and doing something really bold and daring. I mean, a lot of you may face a phobia or face a fear this year, or you're going to do something wild and different that you've never done before, and I feel this is a very exciting time to do that. So January is really a great year, but also a great month there. But also I feel that this card indicates some news comes in that basically transforms everything. And it makes you excited. It happens at the end of January there for you as well, okay? Now also, expiry dates, paying close attention to policies, contracts, service providers. You know, a lot of you are looking at expiry dates, especially if you're going traveling this year as well. Some of you may have just been traveling and that's why you feel so refreshed, you know, and excited to get started on things. But I feel a lot of you, visas, passports, credit cards, make sure they are, looked at in case they have an expiry date there as well. And a lot of you may be intending to take down debt during this year as well when it comes to finances. So I feel like you've got a strategy in place in order to do that. It feels like you're like looking at your whole life in January. That's why I feel be careful of burnout, because you're doing it all. You're setting a precipice of how you want to complete the whole year. And it feels like a major gear shift there. Now also, a lot of you are cutting out service providers and subscriptions that perhaps you don't utilize. Anything that's a drain, that doesn't excite you anymore, I feel like you're cutting those things out as well. But expiry dates are the number one thing, as well as completing any tasks and responsibilities that you have that have been like on ice or you shelved. I feel like you return to a lot of those things to complete them, because basically this means you finish what you start. And the Death card can indicate you're, decluttering. Not just detoxifying, but decluttering, simplifying life in some way. So you may be recycling or upcycling there as well, or you may be selling pre-loved goods to bring in some extra finances. But a lot of you, I'm just getting this, and this may not resonate with all of you, but I have to honor it. A lot of you may be transforming the way that you work this year, and some of you are promising yourself to be more nomadic or even migrate overseas, migrate your business. Some of you, if you're retired, it can be that you want to migrate your life. You may be looking for a property abroad, or some of you may be looking for a property. You may be moving to a different neighborhood, because this is all about change. It's like, how could I do things differently and reignite that spark so that I'm not just existing, so that I'm living. So I just feel no matter what plans you have, I feel like you're strong and serious about these plans, and you're taking calculated risks. You're looking at what you've built so far and using it as a springboard to more, okay? So very excited about that. Now, as we move into February, we have transformation. Okay, and it says pressure there as well. Now, initially, I'm being given this energy of having to maybe put the pressure on a little bit to, forward something. So it could be you have to chase somebody, whether it's customer services or whether it is you have to email people or basically nudge someone in order to move ahead or make progress on something. That's initially what I'm getting from this card. But transformation pressure, I feel like you tend to put a little bit of extra pressure on yourself in order to transform. That's what I mean. It requires a lot of energy to transform your life, and I feel you're going to see the benefit of it in February. Now, this card is not a negative card. In fact, it does indicate you're going to be very busy there, but you can view pressure as being positive or negative. And it can be a shaper of worlds, a director of your energy in order to be a positive influence in your life. But it can also be something that sees you overwhelmed with all the tasks and responsibilities that you've set yourself, or things that, you need to do. Of course, you're on top of your bills. I mean, I would say that, as I said, you're being very clever about your finances. Some of you may have larger deposits to make in the month of January. So whether it is for some of you tax time, or whether it is, service providers, if you lease a property, for example, there may be like a large bill that you have to pay, things like that in January. I'm not going to lie to you there. I just feel like you're feeling the pinch a little bit, or you're just being a little stricter with your finances in January. But it also carries over to February. I also want to highlight that if any of you have come into 2026 and you're currently seeking a job, there's a lot of activity going on for you in particular. So there's going to be job opportunities. There's going to be an interview that you walk out of and it feels like you're walking on air. Everything aligns. You're like, oh my gosh, this is a great company to work for. You're excited. You feel it went really well. Sometimes, interviews, you're not sure how things go, but this one goes really well, and I feel it happens real quick. And they may actually ask you to start a lot quicker than you expected. But, you're thrown in the deep end as you move into February there. So I feel there is a slight bit of pressure, but you're going to love it because it feels like everything aligns there. And then, of course, you may again have to be very careful with your finances, because then, of course, you won't get paid till the following month there as well. So I just feel that that's something you'll deal with, and that may cause a little bit of pressure there. Okay, but for everybody else, of course, there is this general energy of busyness. You are multitasking, the pressure is on, you have these goals, you've set yourself intentions. This is the month where you and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, but you know, when you intend to do something because you're really passionate in January, say for example, you look at the closet that needs to be revamped, you know, decluttered. You start with a really strong intention and you're like, okay, you open that closet, you take it all out and you're like, I'm going to get organized and everything. And then halfway through, you're like, oh my gosh, it's such a mess. I wish I'd never started this. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? It looks awful. It's like you're in the middle of it. You're in the fray. So a lot of you, there's something here. I mean, if you run your own business, a lot of you are launching new things, new ideas. You know, there's a lot of activity. You're very busy. And it feels like you're in the middle of it and you're like, oh gosh, why did I do this again to myself? But it's actually going to be so positive. A lot of good news coming out in this month, actually. I feel everything is connected and you really will celebrate. But there's just this moment in the month of February where you're like, why did I start this again? So even if you're thinking about migrating to another country or you're setting things in motion, it just feels like you question yourself a little bit. But this too shall pass. It's just a moment where you feel slightly overwhelmed, okay? So that's coming through there as well. There's no disadvantage to this pressure, is what I'm seeing. But also, you know, it is a number 26. When you reduce that, 2 plus 6, of course, is 8. That's the number of the self. So a lot of you are putting that pressure on yourself. So just be a little bit more compassionate towards yourself. Now, you know, if you are in a career where you work for yourself, I do feel that the pressure is on. You're in the flow of activity. You're just busy doing in the month of February. Also, you know, if you work for a company, the same thing applies. I just feel like you're back in the flow and it's a busy time. Work is building up. I feel a lot of you are managing stress levels because pressure does not mean stress. Okay, it's how you deal with it. It's how you cope with it. And I feel a lot of you are coming into 2026 with new coping mechanisms, things like listening to EMDR music that will help recalibrate your body. And if you've been in fight or flight mode over the last couple of years, I feel that, you know, there is a real energy of groundedness in this month. A lot of you are looking at mindfulness practices this year as well in order to meditate or quieten the noise. But the pressure is on, so I do feel that this is an energy of you reaching for something more. And, you know, this figure, they're putting the pressure on the vibrations. Things are getting fizzy. The atoms are changing. In order to change your life, you need to put a little bit of extra pressure in some area. And success, you know, sometimes we feel the pressure because we care so much about what we're doing. So if you're implementing new diets, new exercise routines, and everything like that, you may push yourself a little bit harder. Just watch out for that because I feel it's connected there. And you will see the benefit of it, but again, don't burn yourself out. Also, in terms of global events, I mean, bolt from the blue, there was a lot of shocking things going on. I feel personally you're shocking yourself, but the world really suddenly woke up in January to some very concerning events, okay? And the pressure will build as we move into February. I hate to give that message, but I see the planets aligning in a certain way between February and April. And then again, as we move from October into November, these are critical times throughout the year globally, okay? But let's get back to your personal energy. We've got manifestation. Yes, you are kind of like challenging the vibrations that you're connected to. Quantum physics says that what you desire, manifestation-wise, already exists in your future. You just have to agitate the vibrations to connect to your soul energy. So in a positive way, I feel like you're an agitator of the vibrations, because what you are doing right now, those changes, the death card energy indicates you're connecting to a manifestation vibration. This is the Magician card. It says what you can see in your mind, you can have in your hand, and there are infinite possibilities for you to transform or make that happen. So it feels very much like you're entering into your new era, as it were, in February, okay? This is where you reclaim your sovereignty and your power, and I feel this is the month of January where you set those intentions, you're excited, and now you're busy making it happen. You're out there and happening to life there. Now, the Magician card is all about focus. What you focus on, if it's positive, you're going to attract more positive energy. thoughts become things. If it's negative, you're going to attract more negative potentials. So watch your thoughts, especially when you're under pressure. You know, there were so many scientific experiments, and don't shoot the messenger again when I say this, because of course it's not always the case. You know, I try to be super positive all the time, and I'm human. Sometimes things happen and we get negative, you know, and I have to catch myself and go, oh, no, I'm not going to slide into that negativity, because I remember that that will increase all the potential for more negative things to occur. So we have to catch ourselves. So I would say just watch your thoughts during this period. Positivity is the key to success there. But the Magician card indicates that you're doing something bold, daring, brave, and magical during this period. A lot of you may actually be doing the upskilling in this period. Anything that you've booked in January, I feel it could be that you're trying to factor it in the month of February there. Also, you're trying to stay on top of your health goals as well. So there may be some minor temptation in February. Got to give it to you straight there. When pressure is on, there is a quick fix that we reach for. A lot of you will identify pressure and what quick fix you reach for, okay? So just be mindful of that, whether it's sugar, whether it is to slip into an old cycle. I feel like you're making sure that you stand firm in your decision to cut it out. The Death card indicates you're changed. You're not going to reach for the quick fix. However, it may be a minor temptation there, okay? So that's coming through. But I feel like you're just busy transforming your life. You're focused, you're diligent, and I feel like you are completing things to a very high standards. You're breaking old cycles, old habits, and it feels very much like you're really different this year. There's a brand new you, okay? I just heard you're the agitator, but I mean, in terms of vibrations, you're not going out there and like, you know, annoying people. I just feel like you're agitating the energy in order to connect to your manifestations. A lot of cosmic ordering. So you may actually implement practices like the law of attraction. Cosmic ordering is actually a practice in itself. It can be that you're like watching or reading The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. You know, I'm not here to advertise anybody's product or service or anything like that, but I feel a lot of you are utilizing manifestation practices, intention boards, vision boards, things like that to make things happen. I want a little bit more detail in February just to see what's going on there for you. Busy month, okay? I also feel like there could be some cancellations in that month as well, which may be a little bit frustrating for you. Someone may also, you know, I don't like to give you this message either, but someone may cancel on you or let you down, but you adapt, okay? I feel like you make it work. I would be mindful of delays for important meetings during this period. There are deadlines. For some of you have deadlines and you will reach the deadline. Okay, but it may require some extra pressure there as well. Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So I feel a lot of you, financially as well, you may be feeling the pinch there, but you are transforming your finances and getting back into some sort of measured savings strategy, okay? You're sticking to financial plans and you're going to see that, you know, things are changing, but at a slow pace. So, you know, I've got to tell it how it is, but you are still on top of your bills and your finances. Now, also I'm getting two things here regarding finances. One is you may get, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. Now, I'm just being reminded of something that someone close to me experienced recently, okay? So my guides would not give me that unless they want me to be aware of it for your reading, okay? So there's two things. One is check your bank statements in the month of February. I mean, you should do it all the time, okay? But I really get this sense that some of you may feel like a bill that is like a direct debit or something. It should have been paid and it's just something that you thought was automatic, okay? And I also get this energy that it hasn't been paid or there's a glitch or something happened. So you may get like a red letter. You may get like a demand or a letter pressurizing to pay. And you're like, well, that should be paid. I don't understand. So just check it out because I feel there is a bill that goes unnoticed. It goes missed. It doesn't get paid and you have to pay that, okay? But the second thing I'm getting is glitches with apps. Maybe a banking app, you know, being shut out of an account. Now, this is something that my guides have just reminded me of, being shut out of a bank account. So I feel that could cause a little bit of frustration, of course. I mean, all this technology and all these things that could go wrong with it, but we will continue to roll these things out. And I say we, as in humanity, will obviously continue to advance in that area, but there's lots of glitches. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Also save down everything, I would say, just in case. Okay, because I do see at some point like a major power outage that will affect many countries. Now, unfortunately, I can't see timelines, so I can't give you exact dates, but I do see this happening, and I would say, this is not to make you paranoid, by the way, it's just, forewarned is forearmed, right? So I feel this is about you, like, saving down statements. You should do it every month, just to prove how much money you got in your account, or save down documents that are important to you. I just feel there could be glitches, or your laptop freezing, or technology kind of having a bit of a blip in the month of February there, which could cause a bit of frustration. Okay, so just be mindful. Again, not paranoid, because I don't see anything negative here. In fact, your cards to clarify this month are actually super positive. I feel a lot of you may also, move yourself into a little bit more sociable activity there, because the Three of Cups, there's definitely news to celebrate. I mean, Ace of Swords is sudden news that comes in. You are happy about this, but it may present extra pressure where you have to factor it in, like all change. So for example, as I said, in the previous month, you get a job. If you're searching for a job, you're actually magnetizing the job towards you this year. You're not seeking it, but you're drawing something towards you, and then suddenly you start. It's a celebratory moment, it's a breakthrough moment, but it requires some sort of plot twist in terms of your schedule in order to factor it in. So that's coming through there as well. Also, a lot of you are trying to connect to the ether or the internet in order to maybe make money and compound wealth, or make money whilst you sleep, or automate something. That's something that's coming through there. I feel like it's going to require you having extra focus or prioritizing it in February, if that's something that you want to do. I definitely see that you'll make it happen, but also I feel that there could be some blips. Always get good advice if you are, structuring something legally as well, because you don't want to misstep, especially during this month, because it just causes a lot of frustration. I don't see anything negative. I mean, there could be something surprising you in April, but February is a really positive month. I feel like you're more sociable in this month with that Three of Cups, especially at the end of February. So it could be that, suddenly you get your second paycheck of the year. So it could be that there's more resources to work with there. But the Three of Cups is celebration, okay? This is an energy of excitement. And we have that Ace of Swords there as well, which is a breakthrough, news coming in. Also, I would say this is ideas. A lot of you could even collaborate with more than one person, maybe three, because there's Three Cups there. Doesn't have to be though. And I feel there's some exciting news in and around you all. I would also say that potential for divine intervention. If you are in a syndicate already, lottery-wise, and I'm not saying people just run out there and play the lottery, okay? But if you're in a syndicate, there could be a small win there in February as well. And one other thing, if you are managing some sort of health-related symptom there, I feel a lot of you may have, a slight inflammation in that area. I hate to give you that message, I really do, but I feel like you find a solution. And this is a long-lasting solution, okay? It's only minor, it just flares up like really minor, but I feel you find a solution off the back of this. So it could be that you meet a new practitioner, for example, but I feel that there's someone here who can help. I feel there's a group of people actually who can help you have a breakthrough on that, and that's why this month is super, super positive indeed. Also, if you're waiting for a procedure or an operation and you've been waiting for some time, a letter comes in to say that there is a cancellation or the appointment is made for you, and the pressure comes from the fact that you have to now factor it in. You have to rearrange some of your schedule, and you have to make it work, but you will make it work, and I see you convalescing, and there's a lot of excitement and celebration around that as well. Now also, if you are hoping to be open to love this year, February is actually very romantic. Three of Cups, it's not always Two of Cups, it is a romantic vibe. Three of Cups is romance, a union, falling in love with somebody who really gets on with your soul tribe, your friends or your family there as well. So you could be talking to someone new in the month of February if you're open to love. And also, I feel if you are already in a high level commitment, I feel like your partner tries to step up a little bit this year. And I feel there's some challenging conversations around where you belong. Could be that you're thinking about moving, or your partner wants to move, or is thinking about transforming the way that they work, or they're doing something different, or they want to do something different there. And there's a big conversation and it sets you both thinking, and it could cause a little bit of friction at first. That's what I'm seeing there. But you both reinstate this vibration of understanding, and you kind of like really hear each other and acknowledge that something has to change there. I feel something changes in the development of your relationship, and it is super positive. It actually brings a breakthrough. Sometimes we need to have those challenging conversations in order to finally get over something or realize something about yourself and about the other person, so you can both co-align and understand each other in a different way. But I would say this is a fun month. A lot of you may even get an invitation to an engagement or a wedding or a birthday or some sort of event that you're excited about. And a lot of you are plot pointing events to look forward to be excited by throughout the rest of the year. And I feel that because the pressure is on in February, you kind of seek some, well, you are attracting really this year, but I feel like you're keeping your eyes peeled for opportunities to go to gigs and to do artistic endeavors and just put things in the diary that are exciting for you to look forward to. Now, as we move through to the month of March there, groundedness, gravity, you have a lot of power in this month there. And I would say that this is an energy of everything that you're connected to is transforming your life and helping you elevate. A lot of you in March, you're going to be exhausted, got to be honest with you, because I feel like there's a lot going on at the beginning here. But also I feel that this is you keeping your house in order, staying on top of things, and, you know, this is you seeking a grounded perspective on your plans. A lot of you are going to really connect more to nature during this period. But because this figure is on top of the globe there, whenever you have the world in a card in tarot, it means you're on top of your goals, you're on top of your projects, you're very productive during this period, and you feel tied to many things. A lot of responsibility in this period. You may even get more responsibility. So it can be that someone comes towards you and asks for help, but also it can be at work that you are given more responsibility, and there could be some career avenues that are connected there to this responsibility that can bring in like a sudden promotion, for example, or opportunities to benefit financially. Now, also, there's a lot of animals here, so I feel you are embodying this animal totem energy to really lean into your instinctual energy. So for example, we've got a wolf there. It's all about pathways, establishing new pathways to get to where you want to go, because all these animals are looking at the figure on top of the goals. Well, basically, I see the world as the goal card, you know, the sum of all the things that you want to connect to. I feel like this is about you being very instinctive in your choices during this month and trusting your intuition. But the wolf is very independent, a pathfinder. The dog is there. It's about leaning into comfort with the people that you hold dear. Of course, there's also a bear, which is all about resilience as well. And we've got that stag, which is about respect. There's also a kangaroo, which is about bouncing whenever there is, any energy that you do not align with there. I feel like you're cutting out toxicity this year or anything that drains you. That's a very strong intention throughout your whole year there. But as you can see, whatever change or transformation, because you keep getting the death card, you keep getting the butterfly energy, which means like you are significantly transforming your life during this year, and it is super positive. In fact, it elevates you. You're going to feel on top of the world with the news that comes in that's going to benefit you there long term. Now, in terms of world events, there could be something that is very serious that occurs during this period, okay? Because, of course, gravitas is all about seriousness, yeah? So that actually is what it means. It's a Latin translation of to be serious. So I do feel there could be something that makes the world watch. For some of us also, it depends on where we live in the world and what news people get there. because it is different in every place. I'm not sure if anyone watches mainstream news anymore, but there could be also something occurring in the skies during this month as well. Something that people are like looking at that's very unusual. It takes people by surprise. That's coming out there as well. But in terms of like your career at this point, I feel like you're attached to many things and you're on top of things. Also, I feel, you know, the good news off the back of the previous month has you feeling elevated, weightless, like you feel a little bit freer in your energy, but you're still attached to all your projects. You're still on top of your responsibilities there. There is news coming on in this month as well that's somehow connected to the previous month. I'm not sure how, but it just feels like it is connected there. I feel also sleeping. You're on top of your sleeping habits during this period, but just be a little bit mindful round about the full moon, because this could be a very sensitive time for you, but also a time where sleeping gets disrupted in some way. So I feel like you have a lot on your mind before bed, and I feel that this is your thinking time as well. Just make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself, because as you fall into the alpha state, you're in between worlds, as you fall asleep, it's much more beneficial if you imagine the sort of life that you want to be living. So this is your manifestation vibration, okay? I feel this is about you kind of like connecting to all that you desire and seeing it like a movie in your mind. And some of you, there's a lot of prophetic dreams during this month as well. You're going to dream of the life that you aspire to achieve, and you're making it happen. It's starting to unfold. You're going to start to see things align for you. This is the Temperance card, so this month does require patience. It's a slower pace month. It just feels like you're maintaining and sustaining in March there, but also I feel like you're completely aligned. Also, overseas news. So this could be a friend from overseas that contacts you. Some of you may actually have someone come and visit you from overseas as well. They may come to your neighborhood, or you may actually go and visit them. But also, I mean, equilibrium is keeping things balanced. You're looking at the sum of your projects and staying on top of things. You're just in the flow this month, and it feels really nice and positive. Also, I feel like your wealth is on top of your plans now. So it feels like you've got your account replenished and maybe even saving a little bit. Whenever you have a tree in tarot, it is all about wealth. It's about growth there. I feel a lot of you, your intention is to expand your reach in the month of March there as well. So if you are someone who works for yourself, all this promotion work brings in new clients, new customers, and you see the benefit of that in March. So, you know, when you start something in the beginning of the year, you know, it bubbles up, it starts to progress, as it were, because there's a lot of progression. This is the Chariot card in the month of March there. So you are going to see, you know, that you're maintaining something, you have something up and running, the system is working, and you just see the benefits of that. So if you do work for yourself, all this promotion work is going to see the benefits. And if some of you want to utilize the internet, or you actually utilize the internet for your business in some way, if you're an influencer, for example, this is you going global. People around the world seeing what you're about, loving what you do. Some of you, you know, if you sell products, for example, or you create and you're selling, shipping, I feel this is a very elevated period for activity. And I feel that there's a lot of links abroad there. Also, if you're thinking about moving your life abroad, if you're retired, some of you may travel during this period in order to seek property. And I mean, looking at the energy, you may find a couple of contenders is what I'm seeing there. But I hate to give you this message. Some of you, there is this energy of like, either when you kind of really look into it, it's either sold, or it could be that, you know, there is some sort of change in and around it, but you are being redirected towards something greater. Okay, something better for your finances. I mean, even if you are not retired and you're searching for a property, it doesn't have to be abroad. I feel like the first property, something happens around that. Like there's a surprise. Either, you know, is gazumping a word? Yeah, I'm getting that right now. Someone may come in and just like, you know, purchase it, or it's sold before you kind of like really like invest your time in it. Or it can be that whoever's selling it changes their mind, for example, in around this period, and you're like really disappointed. But it's the universe's way to say, not this one. There's something better. We're aligning you. Don't worry about it. Okay, so that's coming on in. But back to March there, you know, this is about you looking at your plans, and I feel like someone new is sent into your world to help you. So this could be a deal that's done for some of you. But also there may be some new hires, or you meet someone. A lot of networking opportunities going on if you work for yourself. And even if you work for a company, I would say there could be some team building exercises. Maybe someone from abroad comes in. I see hierarchical figures noticing what you do and opening portals of opportunity and doors for you. And it may have an international flavor. Some of you could be seconded to a different branch during this period as well, or there is ties to a merge with a company. And if you work for that company, the merge could occur in March there, or news of it occurring in March there as well. But I feel this is about you being flexible in your plans, and a lot of you kind of seeing a lot of progress. You know, there's a triumphant month ahead. The Chariot card indicates advancement. And again, this is butterfly. It's like all the changes that you set in motion are really helping you advance. A lot of you, this can also be personal development. It doesn't always have to be career and money. You know, this can be that, you know, you can see stronger relationships around you and people kind of aligning in a different way, people appreciating you, but also you honoring your own energy to connect to people when you feel the need to, but also to disconnect in order to prioritize your own personal needs there. And some of you may actually purchase a car in the month of March there as well, or if you're working in a business, it could be business related there. I do see some travel in March there for a lot of you, and a friend may join you, for example, or a family member may join you. Road trips, things like that is coming through. A lot of overseas stuff as well, so actually that's general travel coming through there. But this is a card of empowerment. You just feel like you're in a really great place in March. I would say you will require a little bit of patience between the bridging months of February and March. There could be some delays, okay? This could be due to shipping, so that could be a little bit frustrating there. If you are purchasing anything as a gift for somebody, just get it in early, because I feel there could be some delays there as well. Now, also, I feel a lot of you, there's someone from your past trying to re-enter into your world. Especially if you're retired, okay? This person may reach out. They've been thinking a lot about you. That's coming through there as well. But it doesn't have to be if you're retired. I just feel like someone really reaches out. They're doing like a little trip down memory lane. There could even be some sort of reunion event, whether you're retired or not, that comes on in an invitation there. It's something from your past that definitely comes in March there. I feel like you're going to have a great time as well. Now, as we move into April, cleansing storms. This is releasing the pressure of all the things that you have been doing. So this is actually very, very positive, because, of course, this lightning energy that is going through your soul this year, it feels like it releases the pressure and it kind of helps with growth. As you can see, this hand, the hand of the universe, is offering you an opportunity for growth. Also, I would say surprise money making opportunities in this month. This will be bonus time for a lot of you if you work in an industry that gives a bonus. If it does not, it could be commission, or it could be a tip that you get, for example, from someone. Could also be information. Wealth is not always just money. A lot of you, this is also you staying on top of your health. But there could be a bit of a wake-up call during this month where, you know, you get back on a cleansing or detoxifying routine there. I'm not saying that you fall off the wagon at any point, but I feel like you reinforce your desire to stay on top of your health goals during this period. This could also be a month where you really kind of like reorganize your house. I'm getting this energy of like revamping, DIY, a lick of paint, just kind of like reorganizing things there. But cleansing storms, number 23, of course, when you reduce that, that is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. That's the Hierophant energy, which means there could be a change in schedule or a structure that you have there, and it may require flexibility during this period, okay? Also, this card indicates as everything that you've been doing throughout the year, it requires a lot of energy that you've needed to raise to kind of like get rid of what you no longer need in your life, you know? So I feel something could come to a dramatic conclusion or a dramatic closure during the month of April there. And for some of you, this could be connected to someone trying to re-enter your life from the past. It could be that finally things come to a critical point where you're like, actually, I don't want you in my life, or actually, I've had enough of the same old cycle repeat. I'm done. There's a closure energy to this period as well, okay? Now, I feel this is a big month to release. release the pressure, release emotions. You know, I feel that this is about you kind of like making sure you cut anything out that's been hurting you as well. But, you know, that storm cloud, the lightning indicates a higher vibration month where you release the pressure. And I would say some news could come in out of the blue there that makes you feel a little bit sensitive. I'm going to see what that is. I don't see it's anything that affects you, because the lightning bolts are not hitting that person. I feel this could be some shocking news or revelation about somebody close to you. I'm not saying like there's anything negative. I feel it doesn't impact you. So it doesn't feel like you'd be devastated by this. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. We've got the Hangman. So this could indicate that this news, it gives you a different perspective. It's like someone could reveal their true colors, or it could be that someone disappoints you. That's the energy. But also it could be off the back of some news that they actually receive that makes them be out of sorts. If they're out of character, then that's something to factor in, because there could be like a little bit of conflict there that's coming through. We have the Nine of Swords. Yeah. So Nine of Swords, I mean, Nine of Swords can be worry, but the Hangman is like surrender to the process. I don't feel it's anything negative there. Yeah, Ace of Wands, it gets transformed. Whatever this is, it's a positive outcome long term. So we've got that Nine of Swords there. We've got the Seven of Swords. And we've got the Ace of Wands. Now, I'm just going to give it to you like this, okay? Because whenever you have lightning, this could be like a surprise, or it could be something spontaneous that occurs in this month there. As I said, I'll get to the career bit. I think a lot of you may get a bonus or get some sort of like promotion, a new start. You may stay in the same company, but you get a promotion, like you move into a different department. But it doesn't have to be that. I will tap in a little bit more in a moment. I'm feeling this energy of someone close to you. So Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords. So this could be like, you know, someone tells you something. For example, it could be that they experience a burglary, right? Because Seven of Swords can be theft. Or it could be that their data was breached, for example. And when you hear about it, you can ask some questions and be like, okay, but you have a firewall, right? You have like security on your laptop. And they may be like, oh, no. And you're like, what? You get really frustrated. Like, I can't believe that you... Or if someone calls, like, you know, a scammer, you know, sometimes they call and they're like, oh, I'm from your bank and, you know, you need to transfer all this money, or you won loads of money and we need to transfer it in your bank account. You need to give us your details, all that stuff that they kind of do over the cell phone. You know, it could be someone close to you that falls for it. So just be a little bit mindful. Maybe just tell people close to you, like, normally just be aware, but especially in April, because, you know, this could be something that, I mean, it is transformative. It means that, you know, there could be some insurance that occurs that helps the situation, or, you know, perhaps it is legally kind of rectified. But I would just say be mindful. And I don't feel it's in your immediate circle. It feels more like a friend. It feels more like, yeah, I'm just going to say friend. That's what it is. But it's almost like incredulous. You can't imagine why they would fall for that, or why they would react in the way that they're reacting on something. But I feel like you kind of solve the issue, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll move myself away from that energy. I don't know why that's come through there. The Hangman is an energy of pause, okay? So this could be that you're burning yourself out and your body is giving you a bit of a wake-up call. As I said, I feel like you're on top of your health there, but there is this energy where you have a bit of a wake-up call where you need to kind of slow down a little bit. So just be mindful of that. Nine of Swords, I would say a little bit of trouble sleeping here, okay? Nine of Swords can be that there's something on your mind, something that you're worried about. Nine of Swords is also an energy of like not allowing doubt to get in the way of your dreams, because there may be something, it's almost like something's going really well, but also something has the potential to threaten that. I'm not sure what that could be, but I want you to be aware it turns out in your favor. It really works well for you. Seven of Swords is an energy of being independent or doing something differently. So I feel like whatever it is that shows up as a bit of a blip, again, it's nothing to worry about, but I got to honor the cards that have popped out. I didn't choose them for you. It feels like it's temporary, and it feels like you have to adapt or find an alternative Just like I was saying about the alternative house, if you're purchasing a house or an alternative path, you still get the goal. You still accomplish what you set out to do. Ace of Wands indicates there's divine intervention to make sure you get the right path, or you get the right home, or you get the right opportunity. So, you know, if you're going for a promotion, it could be that, you know, that is suspended or nothing's happening and you feel frustrated. And then when it happens, it feels like it's different, but actually it's better. So that's coming through there as well. Something is being offered to you that will transform, and it's exciting. Ace of Wands is an energy of new ideas. It's an energy of like new projects, an urge or desire to create and strike out differently. And it's something you've been thinking about doing for some time. So I would say there could be some disruption in and around the working environment. This could be noise. This could be refurbishment. It could be, if you work for yourself or work from home, it could be like the neighbors are doing DIY or something. But I feel like you protect your inner peace. But there's a lot of growth here personally in this month. Some of you may also live in an area where there is a radical storm during this period. Again, this too shall pass. Anything else I'm getting there? Yeah, so if you are working in a company, I definitely see some sort of new opportunity coming in, promotion vibes or a new title or bonus, some sort of benefit there that comes on in. But there is something about it that you're not exactly happy about. So I feel like you will be able to negotiate a better deal, and the better deal will be given. So that's something there. Also, don't ever feel pressurized into signing anything. If anyone tries to pressure you into purchasing something, you know, signing anything, don't do it. Because, of course, that means they normally benefit more than you would, or they want to rush something because they don't want you to see it. So that's coming out there as well. I would just say, yeah, a little bit of a surprise going on in that month. Now, as we move forward into the month of May there, we've got Fury. So maybe this actually continues. I do apologize for that noise. That is actually the neighbor doing some DIY. They were doing something major yesterday. I couldn't, channel it all in the afternoon because, lots of drilling going on. But anyway, it's temporary. So let's move on. We have Fury bushfires. Now we got the kangaroo, which is bounce. Okay, so this could be, someone has frustrated you during this period. Okay, or something really angers you. In terms of global events, and I hope this is not true, but there could be a major fire that the world is aware of. Because the kangaroo is there, I mean, again, I hope it's not Australia, but we've just seen a fire tornado in, that area. So, I hope these wildfires don't really ravage the land. I mean, fire regenerates the land, okay? So a lot of agricultural, like farmers and things, they regenerate the land, but it is contained. These things are contained. They are legally contained. I want you to be aware of that. So I just feel like this is out of control, though, whatever this is in the month of May. But let's remove from that energy. This card, it is number 10 there, which is Wheel of Fortune energy. So some of you could be, angry at something that perhaps is connected to your plans. Okay, I gotta give it as it is. This card, though, it feels like you're managing stress levels during this month. Number 10 is the end of something as well. So it could be that there's extreme emotions being engaged in this month for some reason, but it feels regenerative for you. As I said, maybe it's the cusp of this friendship. Something, it's like you get angry at someone for doing something, and then, they explain themselves. And sometimes we have to acknowledge that not everybody is the same. You're very intelligent and you have a lot of knowledge, and you always are open-minded about situations, and you're always abreast of things. You're always like making sure that you're ahead. Okay. And sometimes people miss things. Some people, they don't have the knowledge that you have, and we have to acknowledge that. We cannot judge a person by our own standards. This could be that they've let you down or something. So I'm just going to clarify this card. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's Wheel of Fortune energy. Number 10, Wheel of Fortune has just popped out. So I feel, maybe there's something lucky about this. So for example, and I'm just giving you an example, if you're offered an opportunity to elevate or have a partnership, or even if you're in business for yourself and there's a customer, a client that is offering to be a big deal in your business, whatever it is, it could be that they try to undercut you, undersell your talents, or offer you something less than you truly deserve and desire. So you could be really frustrated and surprised by this. And even angry that they would disregard your gifts or your talents, or, you know, not respect what you have to offer. And you may be angry about that, and you may have a very diplomatic conversation, because this card actually means to contain fury. Anger is a healthy emotion. Fury is not. Fury is out of control. Anger, though, can reshape your landscape. So this could be that you confront somebody, maybe your boss, and say, hey, okay, look, I've worked for this company for a long time, and you know, I'm due a raise, I'm due a promotion, and I don't want to go elsewhere. I'd really rather grow in this company. But, you know, what you're offering right now, even you would not take that. So you may contest it. You may kind of confront a person, and actually it goes in your favor. It turns things around. You may actually negotiate a better deal because of frustration and annoyance. If you think about life in general, when we're comfortable, we just accept. We just lean into comfort. But comfort is not exciting. Comfort does not expand your reach. Comfort does not help growth. So I feel this is regenerative, whatever this is, especially since you've got number 10 there, and this is number 10 in the major arcanas. I just feel like you standing your ground on something is going to be really healthy as an emotion. And I feel this is about you getting the best out of it, like winning the room. So if you're going up for something, you have an interview, or if someone's not taking you seriously, this could be a month where you're like, hey, I'm a force to be reckoned with. Don't dismiss me. Okay, so I'm just giving it to you like that, because it feels like you turn things around, or you win the room, or you do something that requires that extra kind of like stance where you stick up for yourself on something. Now, this card basically indicates that once extreme emotions are engaged, it's really hard to put them back, okay, or to contain them. So it can be that it's a month to be diplomatic or watch what you say. Say it with intention. And yes, if you're angry, say what you got to say. Be authentic and real in what you got to say there. But, you know, remember that what is out there, what is said, can never be put back. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Also, this card can indicate a desire to reinvent something. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more detail, because somehow this card turns out lucky for you. Also, my guides are saying, look at the photograph, look at the photograph. Photographs symbolically mean something from the past, a memory. So this could be a reemergence of a very challenging emotion that you are getting to grips with in May, okay? But you turn it around. This card says changing cycles. It doesn't affect you in the same way. So it can be that something that once angered you, frustrated you, it just doesn't affect you. But just be mindful of any triggers in the month of May there, because it could frustrate you. I'm just going to pull a card. I want to see a little bit more there. The Hermit. Yeah, withdraw, okay? Regroup your energy. I mean, this could also be a month where you're trying to cancel out the noise. You're trying to focus on something, and factors like noise or people needing your time may frustrate you, okay? The Hermit is an energy of going solo, or a time for reflection. So it can be that, you know, you're going inwards for truth. A lot of you may be managing anger during this period as well. And I feel this is actually a card that says be calm and reflective. Do not let the outside world distract you from the messages that you hold within. I mean, the world could anger you. You could be so frustrated, like, why are things like this? It could also be a person who's close to you is like, why do they do this? This could be a very, like, you know, challenging argument, but you're trying to retain some sense of groundedness in this and be the bigger person in some way, because this is a card of being wise. This is a card of withdrawing from anyone else's drama, okay? So this could be a dramatic month there. I mean, in terms of work, this could be a period where people are extra pressurized, or, you know, there's some challenging personalities in the working environment. It could also be like a rude customer or client, or someone who is just not doing their job, that you have to step up and transform it, you know, because there's an energy here of, well, if they can't do it, you know, they're destroying something, or they're not making it work. It's like you have to turn things around. You have to step up and do it yourself. So there could be that someone actually makes a mistake during this month as well, and you have to, like, use your knowledge to put out the fire, as it were. So I feel like you're not covering for anyone's mistake either. You're just saving the day and making it happen because you are turning something around there. You're putting out the fire. That's what I see there as well. In terms of money, I mean, this could be a big money spending month because, of course, when you have fire, it can be that you're burning through money. So I would just watch spending habits there. That's coming through. But it may be a gift to yourself. So maybe splash that cash and really, gift yourself there as well. I would say there's also a spontaneous piece of news that is good. So it feels like the jewel in that month there as well. For some of you, if you are retired and you're traveling, I mean, it could be that travel frustrates you or something frustrates you during this month as well. Also, there could be a very challenging conversation with family members in this month, But a lot of you as well, on a personal level, you're looking at managing your anger or frustration so that it does not control you. Anger can be a shaper of worlds as well as pressure, but fury, not so much. Fury is when we lose the battle. We lose the argument. So as we move into the following month, I mean, whew, what a nicer month this is. And I don't want you to be worried about the previous month because the Wheel of Fortune came out and so did the Hermit. It's like you're removed from whatever this is, or you find a way to turn it around and it benefits you. It's like you win the room or you win the challenge. You could be tested in this month. The pressure could be on, or the heat is building there. Some of you, especially if you're taking a course of study, you could actually have a test there, and there could be some questions on that test that you are not given to study, and you may be like, what? But you have knowledge. The Hermit says the knowledge is within you. You are someone who is very savvy. You just use common sense and you just know it. So trust your instincts. You just know. So even if you're taking that test, you still pass that test, okay? I just see that there. But let's move into June. It's a nicer month, something magical, divine intervention. In fact, the Wheel of Fortune, because it came out in the previous month, Wheel of Fortune is fate intervening to bring you something positive, to help you elevate in some way. So I feel this divine intervention actually brings the magic. This card indicates that there is magic to be found everywhere, but you must look for it. But most importantly, you must remember that you are the magic. So I feel by turning something around, you're really proud of yourself for how you conquered the previous month. Also, a lot of you may make handmade gifts during this period as well. That's really random that's coming out there. But this is a card of a manifestation that started at the beginning of the year, subtly being realized, like manifesting, like in the physical form. You have it in your hands by this point, okay? So I feel a lot of excitement, a lot of good news during this period. If you're in a career, this could be that you are fully in a contract for a new position. You've negotiated a better deal and turned it around for yourself. If you work for yourself, this could be that you bag the client and they take you seriously. They see that you are a force to be reckoned with and that they're not going to kind of take advantage of your goods or services. Alchemy magic means that there is something that occurs this month that is like a miracle. Okay, and I feel also this is an important month to remember not to doubt your gifts, not to doubt your talents or your path, because you're on the right path and good things are happening to you. Yes, there may have been a little bit of a challenging month in the month before, but it feels like everything is on an even keel now and you're good. Okay, so a lot of spontaneity in this month, impromptu events out. Lots of going out, having fun, lots of sociable activity there. If you're someone who is searching for your soul tribe, I feel a lot of you are trying to get connected to people who just get you, who see you, who appreciate you. And I feel that this is the month of June where actually you meet a person who becomes a bestie. So there could be a lot of sociable activity there for you. We have the maturity card. It's coming off the back of the strength energy. So that means that you've had to be strong. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. You've had to be strong in something. You stood up for something, okay? Because the lion is in control. So I feel like you controlled a situation that had the potential of getting out of control, as it were. You stood your ground on your beliefs or your sense of respecting yourself, your morals and your values there. And also you're implementing self-care with this as well. Maturity, you learned a lot from the previous month, but manifestation is there. So as I said, there's something here that you are manifesting that becomes realized. there is divine intervention. It happens. It's happening for you, and I'm excited. This is a good news month. The Magician card is you having a lot of power in a situation. Yes, there's a lot of focus during this month. You're definitely very busy there. And I would say that you are very creative. You're turning your visions into reality. You're inspired still. And I feel there's an energy of making sure you don't waste your time. You're not scattered. You're definitely focused. And I feel there's a lot of positivity coming from this month there. Let me just see a little bit more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide the Lover's card? Now, the Lover's card at Grassroots is, you know, a connection card. It's a commitment. You're committed to your plans and also what's in your heart, your soul vibration energy. It means that you are connecting to the thing that you want. So again, it's a manifestation energy. You are attracting something that you desire, that you would love with all of your heart. It's happening in the month of June there. But also, I would say that by this point, there's an energy. If you're meeting someone new romantically, you're basically committing to each other. This is you deciding that this is your person for the rest of your life. You are actually committing, both of you, to each other there. So there's a lot of romance energy. Also, you're romancing your life in some way, whether you're with a person or not, because of course not everybody wants to be in a relationship. And if you are in a relationship already, I feel you and your person have conquered something or overcome something, and it brings you both together during this period as well. I feel there's a lot of peace in this month, and even more in the following month there as well. But I just feel there's a togetherness. You lean into your family, your soul tribe, or you're meeting a person. As I said, I feel like you meet a person. If you're searching for soul tribe members, you meet a person who has an affinity with you. Now, it doesn't have to be a romantic person during this period, but I just feel like there's someone who gets you, where you can lean in a little bit more and be fully seen by this person. So I really feel that's occurring there. I also feel a lot of people reaching out to you during this month. A lot of people saying hi, caring about you. I feel there is a real energy of togetherness. But also I feel like you have to make a major decision, a personal decision in this month as well. And I feel like you're communicating yourself in a very healthy manner, articulating your needs with the people around you. But I feel like there's an examination energy because, of course, this is a choice card. So you're wondering which way to turn. So I feel a lot of you will do a deep dive on making this decision as you move forward. And also, I get an energy here that if you're with a person in a romantic relationship and you haven't got engaged yet, this is the big month where your person will ask you to marry them. Okay, that's coming through there as well. Some of you, if you're already, engaged and planning to get married, a big month to get married, of course, I see is June there. And you're going to have an incredible time. I also see an energy of like November as well. So I'm not saying that everybody's going to get married in those periods, but it's a strong vibration coming through that can occur. Now, we also have, as we move into July, depth. So a lot of you are limiting access to you by this point. I feel like you are doing a deep dive emotionally there. You're looking at your foundations. I feel a lot of you may require a little alone time at home. Okay, I just feel a lot of you are a homebody during this period. Even if you go traveling, you may even desire to feel a little bit like stay in the apartment or wherever you rented, for example. If you have a holiday home, if you're lucky enough to have one of those, if there's room in the suitcase, I'll come. But depth lake indicates that you're not cutting corners in life. You're really thinking about what you want, how you feel about your life by this point. And this card literally means take your time with the decision. So there's definitely something in and around this period where you make a big decision. And a lot of you, it's connected to your home, where you belong, or whether you're happy in your home by this point. Now, I have to say that some of you, this anger back in May, this could be a landlord, a conversation with a landlord, for example, or a landlady if you rent. So there could be a conversation about having to move or some sort of impromptu kind of DIY or upheaval, right? And you're frustrated. If you're having to move or you're contemplating a move, where you move to, it's divinely sent. There's a lot more peace there. You feel more at home there. So trust the process. Sometimes the universe will nudge you and say, this place is not for you anymore. And I feel like you find a place that you just feel safe, secure, and at peace with. This is a great month to ground yourself. I also see a lot of psychic flashes, especially when you are submerged in water, taking a salt bath, things like that. A lot of you may be elevating consciousness during this time. I wish I'd said it, but I didn't, so I can't call it. But please trust me when I say that at the beginning, before I even started your reading, I light the candle with a match and I bring the match, in fact I can still see them there, I bring the match to the water and I see loads of bubbles. Bubbles are all about fun. Okay, a light-hearted energy, a lot of bubbles there that's coming out there. That was in the water before I started your reading. So I thought there's going to be a lot of moments of fun for my beautiful Capricorn, but it feels like the pressure is on at the beginning of the year with your goals and dreams, and the fun is all throughout the rest of the year. So this is your midway point. Your breakthrough midway point is actually going to be in the month of June there, and you're just going to really submerge into it into July. The only way is up from here is what I'm seeing there, okay? Also, a lot of you may connect to or commit to some sort of somatic breathing practices or be looking at your breath during this month there. A lot of you may also, well, not all of you, but there's something about swimming here, probably because this person is in a lake, but it could be that you're learning to swim, or it could be that you are taking some sort of release by swimming, getting the energy out in a healthy way. But this card, I would say there's a lot of fish around you here. So a lot of you may be working privately on a project, whether it's a personal development project or it's a new idea for your business. You know, fish are all about prosperity. So I feel that you have deeper pockets in the month of July there financially. I just feel like you have more money. You're making more of an impact on your savings there as well. I feel like you look at your goals in a different way because you're reviewing something in this month and it feels like a mountain to climb, but the universe is going to move mountains for you to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. And that's number 31. When you reduce that card, 3 + 1 is 4, foundation energy and also emperor energy. So I feel like you're fully in control by that point. You've got a structure in place. It's working really well for you. I feel like this is you kind of like getting away a little bit or withdrawing into self to do a deep dive on your emotions. And you may even process something that occurred in June and how you managed to turn it around and be really proud of yourself. Yeah, deep dive emotionally. This is you connecting to psychic flashes. We've got the High Priestess there, but also being secretive about your plans. So the whole thing really aligns with the energy that I feel from that card. Elevating in consciousness, but also believing in yourself. Seeing how everything is turning out in your favor, but you had to go that extra mile in the months of February and of course in May there as well. Now the High Priestess, some of you, this anger could have come from a secret that you discover, okay? And you're just like processing it, calibrating it, and working at how you feel about it during this time. But more than anything, I feel that you are like keeping your cards close to your chest during this period, because I feel there's a lot of good stuff going on there and you just don't want anyone to like put a negative spin on that, okay? Because sometimes when you're elevating and rising, people, they want to celebrate your success, but then it starts them thinking about their own shortcomings, for example, and they're capable of reaching those success points, but you're going above and beyond. And I feel that sometimes they look at like what you're doing and think, should it be me? Or, you know, look at them showing off when actually you're just doing. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Be mindful of who you tell your plans to as well, because there may be a breach of confidence during this month as well. Someone not doing it on purpose, I don't see a malicious energy, they may just blurt something out and you're like, oh my gosh, I told you that in confidence, keep it to yourself, okay? I feel like you won't trust this person with a secret ever again. That's what's coming through. But heightened intuition during this period, a lot of instincts going on there. I mean, at work, I feel like you're instinctive and relying on a hunch there as well. And some of you in the working environment may discover someone doing something underhanded or something like sneaky in this month, okay? You may observe them, because I feel this is very watchful energy. You're keeping your eye on somebody thinking, I see you, I see you. And I feel like you may keep it close to your chest until the moment you need to reveal it. because I feel like you will reveal this, whatever it is. And if you work for yourself and you have people working for you, you may actually catch someone doing something or be aware of some sort of behavior that you need to look deeper into that needs to be transformed in some way. You've got a hunch. Rely on it. Trust your instincts, okay? Now, this is a big month for a lot of you. Some of you may actually go on a spiritual retreat during this period, especially if you're tired, but it doesn't have to be. I feel meditative practices are starred during this period as well. And this is, you giving back to yourself. This is about you leaning into your belief system and philosophically thinking about what it's all about, being in the flow as well. Now, as we move into the month of August there, we have darkness, mystery, okay? So I would say, well, it's actually not darkness, it's dark matter, mystery. So this is you contemplating the mysteries of the universe, because I feel a lot came out of the blue for you in the beginning of the year, and it worked really well. The universe works in unusual ways, and I feel all this transformation is giving you portals of opportunity. This card can also indicate that you go completely off grid. So I would say that, you may try to disconnect from cell phones or the internet. You may make sure that you don't do any doom scrolling during this time. I feel this is about you making some private changes within your world. This card also indicates the world still has mystery, okay, which is actually a wonderful thing. So you may be retaining mystery within yourself, limiting who has access to you or who you open up to. But also, I feel that this could be a hump month. And what I mean by that is that, yes, you're still on top of your goals and your dreams and things like that, because there's a lot of butterflies, a lot of change going on. But I feel like you're not seeing the progress. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And that's across the board. If you're hitting the gym and being more active, you may actually hit a plateau during this month where you're like, oh, I'm not seeing any more progress. I've hit a limit. When it comes to a project or money, it can be that it's just maintained and sustained. There's no more kind of like elevation. There seems to be not much happening, even though you're still doing what you got to do during this month. Okay, so again, just because you can't see it, it means you're in the middle of it. Doesn't mean that things are not brewing behind the scenes. The universe, as I said, works in mysterious ways, and suddenly there is going to be a catalyst for change there, because in the next month you feel excited. You are so in the flow, and there's high vibes in the following month there. Now, it's number 11, so a lot of you are contemplating your path, making sure, checking in with yourself, that you're still on track there. I feel there is this energy here about worry of money, but there's nothing to worry about. I'm not sure why that's coming out, so maybe globally something occurs that sets people thinking about finances. Let me see. I mean, this is actually not a negative card. This is a card to have faith, actually. This card means that, sometimes it's better to not have things revealed in this moment, or the universe is holding back a little bit because there's a reason why. There could be delays during this period. This is an energy of having faith and trusting the process, because all is not what it seems there, okay? And again, I'm being given this reinforced message that just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it's not there or it's not happening. You don't have to know all the details of everything. And again, as I said, I feel like you're keeping quiet on something. This figure literally has a butterfly over the mouth area. So I feel like you discover something where you're keeping it to yourself. And if this is personal, if you discover a secret of someone else's, you may keep quiet and see if they come forward to tell you. It's like you're waiting and watching, observing somebody. For some of you, this could also be pregnancy. It could be a period where either you are pregnant or someone is pregnant and they're just keeping it to themselves. I'm getting that vibe there as well. Oh my gosh, you keep getting the same card. I feel a lot of you are actually just keeping a secret on something that you've manifested or some sort of success there. Now, we've got manifestation, which is the Magician card. We've got the Tower, which is like a revelation. That's what this card literally means, revelation right there. It says it. I hope we can see that there. Okay. And we've also got the Emperor. So it feels like you're controlling something. Okay. And I would say a lot of you have seen something and you're in control of a secret. You're just watching and waiting. Perhaps it's a secret that could topple someone, because we've got the Tower there, or shock someone that you knew. And it doesn't have to be negative, right? It can be that you know or feel that your friend is pregnant and you're just going, I kind of know. I kind of know the secret. And then suddenly, eventually they come to you and say, you know what, I'm pregnant. You're like, I knew it. I knew it. I called it. You may even go to them and say, are you pregnant? And they're like, oh my gosh, how do you know? You're like, I just know. So there's just something like that coming out there. And of course, that may not resonate with everyone, but we do have something that you're keeping quiet about regarding something you've manifested that is successful, because the leadership energy is there. So this could be that, you know, there is something about your job that you're keeping quiet. It could be that you got a bonus, or it could be that you got like a larger title there. There's a high ranking position. It could also be that an opportunity has been offered to you and it's embargoed. You cannot talk about it, but it's something you manifested and it's going to shock a lot of people. In fact, it will restructure or revamp your life in some way, because this figure is taking a leap of faith. So it can be that you're suddenly doing something that you're not talking about, and it's going to transform everything, okay? But I do feel that, and I did mention it with that Tower energy, someone could shock you, okay? It could be someone close to you there who shocks you. Again, it's not negative, because a Tower just means surprise, a paradigm shift. You see things or people in a different way, and the manifestation card is there, so it can be focus. And of course, we've got the Emperor, which is all about power. It's about responsibility. So it could be that you have a lot of responsibilities that you're not talking about, and people don't really know what you're managing. I feel like you've endured a lot there, but you're showing up for yourself. You're still bringing your A game, and you are revamping. Okay. Now also in terms of world events, there could be, you know, some leader that either exits this earthly plane and shocks the world, or it could also be that someone is ousted from their position. Someone is, kicked out. So I'm sure we're all having many people in our mind that we'd like that to happen to, but I won't go there. Now, of course, the Tower can be that you reached a plateau. Okay, as I said, this seems to be like you reach a level, okay, where it feels like nothing is happening. But the Tower is an energy of like liberating yourself from being stuck, going round and round in circles. So as I said, if you go to the gym and you've been like working really hard on your body, and suddenly your body is kind of used to the exercises that you're doing, it kind of stops progressing. Okay, so it can be that you're recalibrating the exercises that you do, doing something differently, radically different there, so you can like blow a lid on it and say, okay, I need to reach the next level. Same with finances. A lot of you could feel like you hit a plateau financially, and now you're trying to liberate yourself from that in order to reach new financial climates, whether it's setting up second streams of income, or whether it is, opening yourself up to seasonal jobs, things like that. I just feel like you are elevating. You're deciding not to be stuck, or you're doing something about the fact that you seem to have reached a plateau by that point. Some of you may literally keep quiet about structuring a new business, or, a new financial entity. You could also become your own boss during this period if you're not already. I feel there's a lot of strength and power. Tower of power. Tower is not negative, so I want you to be aware of that. The Tower can also show up when you feel like you are living an illusion. It's like you're getting real with yourself, you're re-empowering yourself, you're taking leadership. So it could be that, as I said, this is a hump month, and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to get back into this cycle. I need to take control of my life, come out of my comfort zone. So you're breaking down the walls of the comfort zone in order to take that leap of faith and just like let it go. And we've got that manifestation. I feel it's positive because it means you're focused on transforming something, and you may not be talking about it. And also, just one other thing that's coming through there. Thank you so much, I'm so grateful. There's an energy of like, if you've had an argument, the ego kind of falls away with this person. And I feel that you'll have to give it a rest. Like both of you need a breather, but there is reconciliation there. Also, and I don't like to give this message, potential for a shock bill that comes in during this period, okay? But looking at the energy, it feels like you may call customer services and question it. There's something about that. Now, I don't see compensation there, so I'm not really sure what this is. If you're taking any trial periods on something, if you are deciding to, take a subscription or something, make sure you cancel it in the correct way, because it will roll over and you'll have to pay twice. you'll have to pay the cancellation fee, and also a month because they'll roll it on for a month. So just be a little bit mindful. Also, either a product, goods, or services may suddenly discontinue during this period. This could be that your, local store decides to stop trading, for example. It just feels like something comes to an abrupt end in the month of August there, okay? Now, as you move into the month of September, we have a very exciting card, Voice. Okay, so this is speaking your truth, of course, utilizing your voice. A lot of you have so much to say. So you could write a book, or you could set up a podcast, or get online and talk about something and make money. A lot of you, if you're a performer, or you make music, or you're an actor or an artist or creative in some way, this is when you have promoted yourself and you get like a big break. I do feel a lot of you will have gone global by then, or got some sort of opportunity to be seen during the month of March there, but I feel this could be like you getting yourself out there again, or getting an opportunity where you're seen and heard there. You could be interviewed during this period as well. If you're someone in the public eye, for example, a big interview that goes global. I'm not sure who watches these videos, so I've just got the energies coming through, so I tap into everything that comes through. But it says here, speaking your word and your voice. A lot of you, as I mentioned, no matter what you do, if you're in a career, for example, whether you work for yourself or whether you work for a company, you could actually write a handbook on what you do to inform others and make second streams of income, because I feel there's definitely something that you're working on in secret here, and you could actually launch it during this month. For some of you, this could also be a book that you're writing about your experience or your story to help others, but you may upload it on social media or on like a marketplace platform where you're selling it and it's downloaded or it's purchased and you're getting your story out there. I feel you'll make a lot of money during that as well. Even if you're retired, you could be working on something creative, whether it is you talking about your experience, or even a lot of you may talk about your move into the rhythm of retirement, how it's a different pace, how people are on different times than you. Sometimes you may feel isolated or lonely in those times, or you may feel a desire to get really involved in the community, find new friends, activities. This is your time to give back to yourself. There may be certain things that you've never done before that you're doing this year, like traveling to countries alone, or maybe embarking on a new life overseas, and you may document this and get it out there to the masses and actually make more money in order to replenish your 401k or your pension pot there and keep yourself rolling forward financially. So I feel there's a lot going on here this month. Also, if you're keeping the secret, a lot of you may reveal it, launch it, or confront somebody about it during this month, because you are having big conversations. This is a big month for important meetings as well. I feel like they go in your favor. If you're applying for anything, I feel like you get the news pretty much straight away that you got it. Whether it's an extension on something, you want to build something, whether it's you upskilling or joining some sort of important group of people. So if you're wanting to go to a certain university, for example, that is very prestigious, I feel you get the news that you got in, that you start. For some of you, it could be that you want to join a certain group of people in the community, that it's hard to get into the group. I feel like you're accepted. So this is a very positive time there. But also, some of you may join a group singing. I feel this is about raising vibrations there. So it could be that there's some sort of endeavor that brings people together to sing. But basically, this card says, use your voice to speak up for your truth. Sing your song loud and proud out to the universe. You're connecting to vibrations, and I feel a lot of you are having conversations that normally you would not have during this period. And some of you may even do public speaking, or actually move into an arena of public speaking, or teach people, be a mentor in some way. You're definitely inspiring people as well. Even if it's in your family, you're doing things that your family have never done before. And I feel that they see you as a trailblazer. Also, music will change your vibration and your mood. And I definitely see here that the universe has heard your prayers or your manifestations there, and things are in motion. You're traversing really positive energy during this period. And I mean, in terms of your career, big conversations in this month, okay? Basically, being in a position where you can speak your truth and be listened to with a lot of respect probably comes from the fact that you've reinforced your power in the previous month there. Also, in terms of money, no matter who you are, you could have big conversations with banking institutions, financial advisors. Maybe you're learning about financial structures like trusts, you know, how to utilize living trusts, living wills, living insurance, I'm not sure, policies, things like that. Could be some big announcements in terms of the world as well during this period. We've got inner teacher and we've got the star. So this is you being seen and heard. Very sociable, fun month as well. Actually, you're having a lot of fun going to gigs, going to the cinema, going to art galleries, going to sporting events, a lot going on there. In fact, I feel there's a lot of that going on throughout the year, but I feel this is about you kind of learning more about yourself, what you're capable of. This is your story kind of month. As you can see there, it says inner teacher. This is a mentorship card as well. So some of you may seek a mentor if you're not becoming a mentor, but you could be a teacher or becoming a teacher during this period, or getting more active in the community to help other people, maybe even some charitable work right about this time. But I feel this is about your story. This is about you letting people in on what you've been going through, people appreciating you. This is a card of appreciation, the star. It also means you're aligned. A big wish, some great news comes in during this month. It's something that you will feel proud of because you did this single-handedly, whatever this is, okay? It's about you being seen there as well. The star is also an energy of alignment within yourself. So on top of your health goals, feeling like you're on top of your minerals, your electrolytes, your vitamins there, on top of, you know, your hydration as well. I feel like you feel like your best self during this period, and you're paying a lot of attention to your health goals during this period from August into the month of September there as well. Now, a lot of you may also do some more study. As I mentioned, a lot of you could get into a very prestigious college or university, or you could download a very prestigious course from a governing body that's well known, and you're going to ace any tests. You're going to do really well, excel. In fact, you'll be a star pupil there as well. Any tests, you'll definitely pass them this year for sure. But this is a card of structure, and the structure is the secret of your success. To be diligent, to be serious, to own your time, and to be disciplined in that structure. The star energy is a lot of success. Again, as I said, if you're a performer, this is fame. This is fortune. This is, you know, people wanting to know who you are, wanting to know your story. A lot of you could go viral during this period as well. But if you're writing something, publishing something, or creating something, this is your year to be seen and go global or extend your reach. And, you know, your reputation is rising if you work in a company for other people. It can be that, you know, people in positions of authority are really noticing you and they are listening to you. In fact, they're asking your advice on how to manage or move forward and be progressive in the industry and diversify. And this will just open more doors for you. I feel like you meet a very important person during this period as well. A lot of you will meet a famous person during this period. So if you're on vacation, you could meet a famous person, but they're really personable and they have a great chat with you and maybe give you some advice, but also they may give you some contacts or open doors for you during this period, no matter who you are. This is a month of being inspired as well. Exciting month there. I feel like you're out there happening to life, and I feel like you're just completely aligned, and something rare, a rare opportunity happens here. And I feel it's about, you know, revealing, letting everyone know. So I feel whatever you've been secretly keeping to yourself that's very exciting news, you actually tell everybody during this period, and everyone actually is so supportive and celebrates you in this month. Now, as we move into the month of October, beginnings. So something exciting here. I feel it's the news that you've been sitting on. It finally gets off the ground, or it offers you a new portal to change. This could be that you're actually moving to a new neighborhood. It could be that you are moving abroad for a lot of you, as I said there. Some of you, this could be a period where you start something new, a project, or launch something new, but it definitely elevates. It says here, beginnings east For some of you, it could be that you're moving east. Doesn't have to be. Maybe east is relevant in some way. But beginnings, this is an energy that indicates that a cycle is coming to an end because there is a new beginning. Okay, it means that a lot of you are completing projects and then you're on to something new and exciting. You're a finisher, as it were. You're not afraid of the next step there either, because it yields an opportunity to elevate and rise. And I feel this is the door to more. I would also say this is new money. There's new money coming on in here. So whether it is something that you have set up or launched right about this period, it feels like now the new money is coming on in. I also feel this energy of like entering into new rooms, whether it's hobbies, whether it's communities, getting more involved there. I just feel like you're in a different mindset and space during this period. And it's number 3, which is the Empress energy, which is about you nourishing yourself in a different way. I feel there's a lot of love around you. Also, for some of you, if you are pregnant, I feel some of you could be giving birth in this month there, okay? And it feels like you're entering into a brand new era, a brand new life that is transformative there. And if you have children already, I feel there has been some challenges, some conflict, but you've managed them really well. You should be really proud of yourself there. You're guiding the next generation, and it has been hard, but I see a lot of new positive things around your children during this period as well. So it could be like great grades or, you know, a prestigious job or some sort of opportunity coming on in there. I just see elevation there as well. But beginnings, let's see what it is that's happening there. Oh my gosh. I mean, how many times can you get the same cards? It's crazy. Like there's so many different cards in this deck that you could be getting right now, but you're getting all the same ones. Okay, so you've got the equilibrium, nice balanced month there, alliances. I feel a lot of you could find financial deals during this period, so you retain a lot more of your money if you're making a large purchase during this month. But also I just feel like there is some sort of deal on the table, an agreement, an understanding between people and couples and friendships there as well, reciprocity, people sharing ideas, coming together there. Again, as I said, this could be the month where you move to a different neighborhood or move overseas there as well. A wonderful new beginning in life, okay? Something that you've been working up towards for the whole year. But we've got that manifestation energy, which is like dreams coming true. It's like something, like when you see this card, the Temperance card is a card of alchemy. It means you're turning something into something else, okay? And you've got this figure who's got like their feet in the water. Both people have feet in water and on land. So it means something that is a dream, because water is always connected to the dream, the vision, as well as your feelings. And then the land means that something is becoming tangible, it's becoming real, it's becoming earthbound. You can see it, you can feel it, you have it in your bank account, sort of thing. And there's wealth here. As I said, new money. I feel new money coming here. Trees represent growth and wealth. So I feel personal development, growth, alliances with relationships. A lot of you getting married, and this is you starting off with new status. Instead of like fiance, now you are married. For some of you, also, if you have been coming into 2026, either separated or going through a divorce or hoping to meet a new person, I feel there's a new life with you and someone new happening around this period. And it is so exciting. This could be the big conversation that you've been having with a partner at the beginning of the year as well, where something new and exciting is happening. It's like both of your dreams align and, you're focused, you're excited, and the dream is becoming real. Okay, and I'm going to pull a little bit more of a card just to see, because you can't keep getting the same cards. It's like something you've been manifesting is materializing. But also, it means you're productive. You're still busy in this month. You're more focused on relationships as well, connections with people. So I feel like you could be visiting people, seeing people, setting up businesses, partnerships. There's an energy of partnerships in and around this period as well. We have the Queen of Cups, self-care, something that you would love coming on in here. This is you feeling very sensitive and emotional in a really positive way. This is you understanding why there has been some plot twists that you had to adapt to. This is you listening to your heart because everything is coming good now. And there's a lot of affection here. This is you falling completely in love with your life. Things are good by this point, okay? Now, as I said, could be a little bit of emotional spending during this period as well, but you're finding some good deals. I feel like you're remembering how far you have come. And also, I feel this is about you recognizing that you are a gift and that your hunches paid off. during this period as well, okay? So a lot of you may seek, and I think it's more in the previous month there as well, but I feel a lot of you are seeking information on how to structure your finances so that you can leave a legacy financially there as well. But exciting month of a new beginning. I mean, this could also be like new service providers, new gadgets, new diets, new explorative ways of living, new lifestyle choices, and it can also be like new accounts, for example, setting up new apps and things. Anything that's new, beginning, it feels like you are embracing exciting opportunities to learn new things and be open. We have to make equal. The equator there, okay? Now, this card is in November, so this is about finding the balance in all the aspects of your life. You had the Temperance card come out there, which is a very equal card as well, balance and harmony, and I feel this is equality amongst people, so I feel this is about people coming together. Having a worthy goal, this could be you and your family, this could be you and your soul tribe, or it can be that the universe is sending you people that align with the things that you desire, and it's everything coming together is what I see. Now, also, I feel that there's a lot of love, so partnerships definitely starred, you being in a high-level commitment there as well. But this is a month where there doesn't have to be extreme reactions. Trigger points dissolve. I feel like you're fully in command of any intrusive thoughts. No anxiety. I feel everything's very calm. There's peace in your heart there. And you're not comparing yourself or your life to other people's because things are going really well for you. However, you've learned that comparison is the thief of joy. So we all have our path. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, and you're definitely going to be up this year. I feel last year there was a lot of rejection or a lot of things that perhaps did not go your way and you felt a little bit left out in the cold regarding the universe and fortune, but things are on the up this year for you. But I would say this is a calm month. Also, you could celebrate someone's birthday or some sort of anniversary or something around about this time, because I'm actually seeing cards being given. So you could write a handmade note or handwritten note to someone there. We have the Death card, transformation. So there is a lifestyle change and choice in the previous month that you're going to feel the effects of in the month of November, but it feels calm there. Oh gosh, we got the Tower. I say that the Tower is restructure, but I feel this is the change that you made. Let me just clarify the Tower, because the Tower, I gotta be honest, is not a calm energy, but this very much is. So maybe this is you kind of observing that you took the rough with the smooth this year and you made it work, because life is all about the ups and downs. But I need to clarify that Tower just a little bit more. What's the Tower about? The Tower is a surprise. Ooh, Knight of Cups. And we've got the Nine of Wands. So this can be that, you know, the surprise is that you fell in love, or you fell in love with your life, that things went well for you. That could be the surprise that you're like, oh my gosh, this change, this revolution within self, because that's what this year is all about. You kind of love it. Nine of Wands, some of you may worry that it could be taken away. You may feel a need to guard it. But also Nine of Wands can be that if you're falling in love as well with a person, you're kind of looking back going, the wounded warrior fell in love, you know, or you battled so hard to transform your life, because these two cards are transformation cards. And now that things are coming good for you and that you feel peaceful, you're just kind of nostalgically looking back at how much pressure you had to add. Because, as I said, things are kicking off here. And Nine of Wands is a card of pressure. It indicates that stress levels or pressurized and very focused impact that you made on your life, Knight of Cups indicates that you did good. It's an invitation from the universe to acknowledge that you've come so far and you should be encouraged by that. And there's a lot of fun in this month. I feel a lot of you also may be having new ideas when you have this plateau of calmness. You're like, okay, what's next? What next can I revamp in my life? I feel like you could do some changes in your home space there as well. I would also say that because we got the Death card and the Tower in this month, there could be some sort of issue with technology, or because I feel there's a power outage. There could be another power outage there that's coming through. Also, there could be something in the world that shocks a lot of people, okay? And looking at the energy, I mean, you're protected there, but the equal thing, it could be that there's a bit of a tit for tat going on in the world. It's like there is a cause and effect, like one country does one thing and it has an impact, and then the other country retaliates. I hate to give that message. I really hope that doesn't happen, but I'm just getting that when I tap into the vibration of the world energy. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's recoil from that, okay? But because you've got these two cards, Nine of Wands, there is a togetherness about these two people. So I feel this could be that, you know, you reconcile with somebody where there has been a challenge, or you feel more together, like you feel equal now. Everything is okay now between you both, and it could surprise you, but there had to be this big, you know, challenge in order to understand each other. You know, the Tower can actually be connected to someone arguing and literally slamming the door and shaking the foundations of the house after an argument. So it can be something got critical during this period, but it got transformed because the Death card is like it came to an end. There was understanding. There was a leaning in of love and understanding there. I mean, there could be some surprises in your relationship or in something that you love doing, but the Nine of Wands indicates that, you know, it's something that could present as a challenge, but it feels like it gets resolved. Okay, now in terms of your finances, I would say that this is like an even keel month. The money is just good. It's just doing what it's doing. It's ticking over as it should. You're on top of your bills there. A lot of you may actually take down a debt during this month as well. You transform debt. So if you have a long-standing mortgage, it could be that it's the end of the mortgage, or a higher purchase. It's like fully paid off. That could be something that comes out there as well. Now, as you move into the month of December there, we have solitariness, desert. So going off grid, limiting access to you. This is about you winding down the year, really reflecting on how far you've come. You know, there is a playful energy there. This figure is on a swing, and the birds represent society, getting involved in the community, going out there and having fun, leaning into your nearest and dearest, going to events that are really sparkly there. But it also indicates that you branched out this year and that you were flexible. The swing represents that you were flexible with some of the things that you were trying to grow this year, and it put you in a really good elevated position. And of course, you made an impact. A lot of you took a path that perhaps was not often used. You're doing things differently this year. You're taking the alternative path in some way, but you've made an impact. You're looking at how far you've come. There's lots of footprints there as well. Also, I gotta be honest with you, a lot of you may be thinking about the people who were there with you during this period and those who are not. Okay, who supported you, who did not, who deserves a place at your success table there as well, come to the fore. But it's number 13, so much has changed by the end of the year. You almost don't recognize things because things went so well, is what I'm seeing there. But there is a difference between being solitary and being lonely, okay? And I feel this is not a year to be lonely. It is a year to choose when you need to go off and do your own thing, because I feel a lot of you will meet new people, new friends, and you know, really lean into togetherness and unity this year as well, because so many cards are coming out that way. But the majority of your focus this year is about your direction. It's about your manifestations. It's about your dreams and your goals and making them happen, turning them into reality. And there's so many good news points here where you reflect on how far you've come. You're literally turning your back to 2026 in this card. So you're looking towards a brighter future. This figure is looking at the sun. So there's a lot of positivity as you move into 2027 and beyond there. And I feel like more plans are bubbling up, but you're giving yourself a rest. Even though there are periods where there's a little bit of a, you know, mundane energy to it, where you're just like maintaining, sustaining. Ooh, I'm just going to go over here. I feel like you don't really give yourself a positive, like, wind down rest until the month of December there. Now, a lot of you may be traveling throughout the time, but it gives you like a bird's eye view of your life, and you're formulating plans during that getaway time. But yeah, it's a release, complete release in the month of December there. So this is the leap of faith. You took a leap of faith. The Fool card represents having a lot of fun there, a lot of spontaneity. I feel like your promise to yourself this year was, as I said, take more calculated risks, to be more spontaneous, not just to exist, but to live. And the Fool card is kind of highlight that you unlocked a lot of things this year because you lived, that you took risks there, you took the leap of faith and you played with it. You opened yourself up to originality, to different paths, to adventure. And I feel like you're releasing the year in December with a lot of love, but excitement to launch yourself into 2027 and beyond there. So I'm very excited by that month as well. Also, new things happening there as well. It is a card of beginnings. So, you know, as you move into 2027, you are, of course, you know, embracing new practices, new pathways. Again, you're keeping things real. We've got the bear, endurance, and we got the bouquet, gifts. So you're pushing on through. Now the bear is to be in a position of power. It's the equivalent of the emperor card. It means structure is the secret of your success. It means that you empowered yourself, you took ownership and leadership of your life, you were responsible, you got your house in order, you're in a lot of power, and you made things happen. Okay, you happen to life. And the bouquet are the gifts and the rewards that came with that. Also, I want you to be aware, it's number 15. Number 15 is the devil card energy, which of course is a Capricornian card. So it means you cut out toxicity and you stayed on top of that. Anything negative, you cut it out. You limited any restrictions or anything that could have gotten in the way of your path. And the bouquet indicates a lot of reward. You also made sure that you didn't lean into temporary quick fixes there as well. The bouquet is literally a gift to follow your passions, reward there as well, branching out in some way, blossoming and growing through all of your experiences. And number 9, interesting. That's your final card with a number on it. It's number 9. So you intended to be very independent, self-assured, to have a glow up, and you leave on a number 9, which means you accomplished the mission. So I'm quite excited about your year ahead there. But it does start off, you know, feeling a little bit financially in terms of your start is like a little bit of a pinch, but you grow in finances there and bring in new money, lots of opportunities there as well. But you're turning your life around. Balance all dimensions of your life. The balance card did come out quite a lot there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, my angels. Can you please guide the beautiful Capricorn? True love will find you in the end, that is for sure. But you may be coming out of your comfort zone, doing wildly different things this year. My guide said enough there. So we have balance all dimensions of your life. Balance, taking measured action. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once, but I feel like you'll try right at the beginning there. Don't spend too much time in despair. Move through the emotions and release it. So that's being more positive. Thoughts become things. This figure is literally, you know, sitting on the dock of the bay there and contemplating the journey ahead. So it's, you know, imagine what could go right and all the things that could go well rather than what could go wrong. Prepare for what could go well. Okay, we've also got, as I said, true love will find you in the end. So an out of this world experience when it comes to love. If you're in love already, this could be that you take things to the next level with your partner. Let go of the idea that you're not ready. You are so ready. You are hitting the ground running, and there's so many exciting new things that you are going to be doing. Remember, you came here to teach others. As I said, some of you will become a mentor, or some of you will actually help others with information or advice there. But people want to know your story. It is impactful. You have something important to say. So whether you're actually writing a book or giving a talk or, you know, giving advice or, you know, doing a podcast, whatever it is, I feel like you have a nugget of truth to give to people and you help others in their evolution as well. And you will find your place in the world even when you don't know how. So you're going to come home to self, but also you're going to find a place that you call home as well as feel at home in the world that we live in, okay? So don't worry about the journey. Put one foot in front of the other. The universe is going to make sure that the mountains are moved to make sure you get to where you want to go. Just keep seeing the vision and keep it alive. So we've got a lot. So we've got a wing. So this could be something that basically is a logo you'll see a lot of, but also it could be relevant or personal to you. Angel wings indicate that you're protected and directed. Okay, a lot of divine intervention this year. We've also got a key. So you're focused on your destiny and you're going to unlock a lot of doors this year, lots of new potential. And of course, a secret will be revealed this year as well. We have the cat, which is all about luck, but also independence. So I feel like you're locked onto a goal and you're going to pounce on it and accomplish it, but independent energy is the key this year. We also have music. Music will transform your soul. I did say here that music is a big deal this year. It will change your vibration, but a lot of you, if you're into music or you're a musician, I definitely see a lot of success this year, or if you're a creative. But this symbolically is you tuning into your soul song and making things happen. And this is you going fishing for a dream. We have a fish hook. Okay, so fishes represent prosperity. So I feel like you are casting your net a little bit wider and you're going to reel in a lot of opportunity this year. Okay, so I feel that, remember, as you move throughout the year, you are a catch, whether it comes to work, whether it comes to love, life. You're important. You are a catch. You are the gift. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much, and love and light.